On today's show, the sound of nature with a curious musical twist. We look up to find out what's up in the woods.
Wow.
A very energetic angler casts her way to a novel nickname. And we go back in time as Ron Shera wrestled whitewater fun.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill, Millie and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
Have you ever heard of the Bellwin Conservancy? Well, it's 1,500 wild and protected acres over in the St. Croix Valley.
Leadership there has a goal of restoring an old and dying forest.
Yeah, so they've come up with a novel and musical way to celebrate the old and introduce the new.
Ah, music to my ears. Do you hear that?
Trees. Trees are beautiful and wonderful and give us life and give life to each other.
Today, they also give us inspiration.
Well, we took this nice winding path out to the conservatory and then parked and walked up and saw people perched on these little ladders.
Music in the Trees is a program that we came up with to bring people into the forest of red pines. Essentially, they're coming to musicians up in tree stands 16 feet up in the air, and the musicians have all been asked to improvise with the natural sounds and with one another.
I think the treetops are so aligned, but yet they have their own contour to them. So I was kind of trying to shape a lot of my playing off of what the tops of the trees were doing.
So, what's it like up there?
It's oddly threatening, I think.
And you can't just take my dreams away without me fighting. Well, this old mountain raised my many daughters. Some died young, some are still living. And if you come here to take
It felt like we had two levels of an audience, like the trees and the people.
I have dreamed on this mountain since first I was my
And that was just really
mother's
delightful.
daughter. And you can't just take my dreams away.
What I saw and heard was kind of like a journey for me. I initially listened to the drums and the improv guitar, and that was kind of meditative, kind of got me into a mellow mood.
The sounds from today reflect the state of these trees, which are on their last leg.
As this forest is dying, we wanted to celebrate the forest and the great work that it did, holding on to the land and stopping the erosion, and also celebrate what Bellwin does, which is return land to healthy ecosystems. So we have examples in 10 by 10 square patches. They're called eco patches. The eco patches are examples of a healthy ecosystem that will be in place once the red pines are gone.
I was trying to picture a lot of what the excitement of rebirth and growth is like through music. Music does not happen without nature.
Both evolve over time, changing melodies to the tune we call life.
Coming up, we hit the trail with this angling adventurer. She earned the title Miss Fish Whisperer.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Coors Light, Ice Castle Fish House and RV, and by White Bear Lake Superstore.
We meet a lot of anglers with nicknames, and mostly they're given for good reason. Up next, Travis Frank met a woman with the nickname Miss Fish Whisperer.
The lucky lures, got the lucky socks on. It's all gonna happen. Lucky boots that have some mud on them already. They're well seasoned.
Katie Corgiat has earned a bit of a fishy reputation.
So my nickname is Miss Fish Whisperer, and I will say I don't have a green thumb, but I've been told by my friends and family I have a scaly thumb, so.
She's an angler on a mission.
This body of water is the Minnesota River. And what my goal was to come out early this morning and to right away catch a channel catfish or a flathead catfish.
If it swims, Katie wants to catch it.
Fish on. I don't know what he is, but I will take it. Oh, it's a turtle. This is what you don't want to catch, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh yeah, he's ready. Always an adventure. That's what it's about. Now I need to actually catch fish.
Oh, she's caught plenty of fish.
So to date, I have caught 103 species of fish, freshwater and saltwater.
Big or small, Miss Fish Whisperer likes to catch them all.
Every fish, even if it's a tiny one, you know, aquarium size as I call them, is joyful because it's just such a simple thing, and you never know what you're going to catch too.
Or where she might catch it. Katie targets uncommon fish in unlikely places.
Breakfast of champions right here. What do you think we're going after with this? For me, I'm kind of a lifelong learner. It's getting bigger. And my passion is going after different fish, trying new things, going out of the comfort zone so that I can learn it myself, I can feel confident in it myself. Ah, I just wanted to go down, nibbling, testing the patience. There we go. Yay! Wow. Yes! Woo! Thank you! Wow, this thing is so big. Yeah, definitely the biggest carp I've ever got. I'm shaking. Wow. For anyone who says these are not fun to catch, I challenge you to go try, because holy cow. There is something really rewarding about after I struggle, after I figure it out, you know, reaping that reward, I guess, or being able to finally figure out where the fish are. 32, like on the dot. That is amazing. I sometimes will squeal, I'll cry, I'll laugh when I catch certain fish. Biggest carp ever. Personal best carp today.
That infectious personality ultimately landed her the title Miss Fish Whisperer.
I said, okay, well, everyone keeps calling me this, so I might as well just embrace it at this point, say I'm a crazy fish lady, and go with Miss Fish Whisperer. So there we are.
Her enthusiasm for fish, and more importantly, for life, rubs off on everyone she meets.
And I don't know if it's luck, skill, or what it is, because wherever she goes on these fishing trips, she catches huge fish. She's not afraid to say she doesn't know a lot of stuff. She's learning, constantly learning more and more.
Obviously, there's more to life than just fishing, but it is my passion. And something about fishing to me that I love sharing with others is that it's so simple and it's so joyful and it's so innocent, you know? And so I'm like, hey, if I can bring other people along with me and maybe they get a little bit of a scaly thumb too, then great.
Oh, I just got a bump. Ah, something hit it.
Fish on. What are you?
Hi.
Inspiring others, one fish catch at a time. A joy-filled mission for a woman with a scaly thumb.
That is a chunky, beautiful largemouth bass. So let them go, let them grow. Bye. See you next time.
Still ahead, we head to the Allegheny Mountains for a long-lost river adventure.
Cooking with northern pike.
But first, a tasty recipe for your next summer catch.
Closed captioning provided by Star Bank.
Today we're getting wild in the kitchen with Chef Jim Kimberg from Stillwater Country Club. And Chef Jim, I know today we are making a recipe with a fish that most people probably haven't had before.
That's right. We're going to stretch it just a little bit today.
All right, what are we making?
We're cooking with northern pike.
Northern pike.
Yes.
Not many think to eat northern pike.
I love northern pike, but it gets a bad rap. You are correct.
Now, why is that?
Primarily, it's a tough fish to clean. It's got a lot of bones. It's got some slime to it. So you got to put in some effort up front, but the reward on the end, in my opinion, well worth it.
Excellent.
All right.
And what are we making?
We're doing little northern pike fingers crusted in coconut.
That sounds
and
delicious.
We got a little sweet and spicy chili glaze with some mango in it. Super simple, really good.
I see we have a 3-step process. So what are we looking at right here?
So this is for the dredging. We're going to start with some seasoned flour. And then we've got about 3 eggs that I whisked up with just like a 1/4 cup of milk. That's gonna be our wet, and then we're gonna finish off with another dry. That's gonna be our coconut. Maybe take like half of that, and let's just toss it, put it right in the flour. Just drop it right in.
Drop it right in there.
And see what we're gonna do? We're just gonna give it a little shake, and then I'll show you the first one, and you can do the rest. But just shake off that excess flour, and just drop it right in there.
Oh, this is easy.
That's very easy.
You have your kids helping out with this recipe.
Put them to work. Then you're gonna give that another little toss.
Okay, I don't have that chef move down like you do.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, we're getting there.
Shake off that extra liquid and then drop it right into the coconut. Once again, super easy.
Very easy.
So the flour gives the egg something to stick to, the egg gives the coconut something to stick to.
I think you need to go to culinary school to get this move down, but we're getting there. Look at that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
If you want to just, kind of pat it right in there, make sure it gets stuck.
A little bit more coverage.
Yeah. You can be a little aggressive with it.
A little more aggressive with the... What I'm noticing with the texture with the northern pike, it is a very dense fish. It seems thicker than a walleye fillet, obviously.
A little bit denser, but it still flakes up really nice.
Hey, I'm excited to try this. So it looks like our skillet is smoking. Ready to go?
It is hot. It's preheated. Let's get some canola oil in there.
Okay. How much?
You want enough to go about halfway up the fish, so you see the thickness of the fish is about 1/2 inch, so you want a good 1/4 inch of oil. So here's a little trick. I think it's hot enough, but one way to test it, you want to put the first one in slowly. See how I got a little bit of sizzle?
Yes.
That is perfect. If you don't have that sizzle, don't drop it in. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. What that does is brings the heat down. So one thing when you're cooking with coconut, there is some natural sugar in it, so you'll notice how quickly it browns up.
Do you flip the fish when the coconut's brown, or will it take longer to cook in the center? How do you know if the fish is done?
You can always finish it in the oven if you're worried about it not being done, but you definitely want to flip it when that coconut is brown.
Are they just about done?
They are ready to remove. So let's get that off the heat. So we did prepare a little bit of sauce, dipping sauce for this, in effort to keep it quick and easy. One of my favorite little condiments, that sweet chili glaze. I spiced it up with a little bit of sriracha, squeezed a little fresh lime juice.
You added some mango?
Some fresh diced mango, a little bit of chive, a little bit of fish oil, just to jazz it up a bit.
Perfect.
So we got that in the center, and then we're just gonna kind of take those fish fingers and just kind of arrange those right around the edge.
All right, Chef Jim, we have boneless northern pike coconut fish sticks.
Fish sticks, yes we do.
Who thought it was possible?
Well, we made it happen today.
All right, I'm gonna give it a taste test.
Dive in.
See if it's really boneless.
I know, you were a little skeptical. Let's see how we did.
It's all good.
You like one?
Incredible. Give northern pike a try. I think you're gonna thank Chef Jim for that tip. So good.
Straight ahead, a wild river adventure that includes a bit of fishing too.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Midwest Exteriors MN, Game Fair, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
The other day, I was digging through the old Minnesota Bound Classic Vault, and man, did I find a doozy.
This next story takes us back to the early 1990s, the day my dad stepped into a whitewater raft in West Virginia.
We're gonna do a spinner bait, a tube bait, and we'll go with a crankbait.
When they go smallmouth bass fishing in West Virginia, they launch a river raft to catch fish, but also to take a ride.
And there's more current here than you think.
On the New River, fast water and rocks is everything needed by native smallmouth bass, one of the fightin'est fish in water.
That's a nice fish. There's a big fish. Okay, Ron, take a look.
Guarded by ancient bluffs, the New River rumbles through parts of West Virginia that harbor fishing haunts largely unreachable, except by raft anglers.
What happens on a river is that you have this wide open, vast vista. You don't get that in hiking. You don't get it in any other outdoor recreation sport.
But the river also requires risk to catch its bass.
Where we're trying to get is where the most action is going to be, which is real close to shore. If you're not losing a few lures when you fish New River, then you're not fishing it right.
It meant casting to snags as well as smallmouth. Plus dodging a few boulders in whitewater, all to catch a fish.
There's number 8, looking good. Pretty fish. We'll set that little baby free. Goodbye. Watch him go.
When you float the New, you ride where the river takes you, and you cast to uncountable haunts with the hope there'll be a bass there to bend a fishing rod. And we weren't disappointed. On this day, the New River delivered what it always has: whitewater, good fishing,
Woo, another nice one. Beautiful.
and a lesson or two about life.
Once you get here in West Virginia, you look around these mountains and you think, boy, I bet there's a lot of other things we could do here.
To me, being in the wilderness, being in the outdoors, that's what it's all about. That's what life's all about.
Whitewater rafting, so fun. Do you know you can whitewater raft in Sandstone, Minnesota?
I'll stick to calm water, thank you. Well, that about does it for us. Laura, Millie, and I hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.